기쁨이 다 청년한 날에 영생의 이 상향을 나타내도다. 오내 양육 대조와 천주까지도 억만세 태평성대 기린내세 동일천일로 사계절 휘날리는 천일국 깃발 천지의 창조공을 소망하도다. 오내 양육 대조와 천주까지도 억만세 태평성대 기린내세 행복천일로.
Today is the 9th day of the 10th month in the 9th year of Channel Group, November 13, 2021. To begin our day, let's offer our respect and gratitude to our Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. 천지인 참 부모님께 경배. 바로 let us recite 가정맹세.
가정맹세 1. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상천국과 천상천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과 황족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주 대가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정 문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 천일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
For the opening prayer, may I call on Ma'am Lorna Lansaman.
Brothers and sisters, may I invite you for the opening prayer. Let us pray. Our dearest Heavenly Parent and our victorious true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, thank you so much for gathering us virtually this morning so that under your family Federation for World Peace and Unification, the holy community, we brothers and sisters would open our day by centering our heart and our mind with you. We thank you for the past days and the good health that you bestowed upon us. And we invite you in this morning devotion that you will join us with the divine and the Holy Spirit that could enter our heart so that we can fully understand and we can fully welcome your words through the speaker for this morning devotion. Thank you so much for the good health and for the embracing love that you have given upon us as your children, loving Father. And also, we pray for those who are in difficulty at this time, that they will surpass this crucial time amidst pandemic. Thank you for reminding us of our obligations every day and our mission every day. Thank you for allowing us to strengthen our faith and to go forward with you no matter what, loving Father. Thank you also for allowing us to host this morning under the name of Sanwa International Academy. Our brothers and sisters who joined us virtually, whether in this Zoom, Facebook, and in YouTube, and those who couldn't join us as well, loving Father, please embrace us and wrap us with your warm love, loving Father. We offer to you this morning devotion and the message that we are going to receive, that this could lead us to a better life and a better perspective for this day and the entire week and the days ahead. Bless our brothers and sisters who are bowing before you this morning and their families, their loved ones. We offer to you this humble prayer in the name of Renel Lorne Lansangan, bless your family. Much.
Good morning, Heavenly Parent and true parents. Good morning to our national leader, all of our elders, blessed families, and brothers and sisters. Good morning. So you can greet the person beside you. Good morning. Okay, please greet each other. Good morning. So welcome everyone to our morning devotion. So at this time, for the Honduki reading, may I call on our sister, Girly Bravo. Let's have our unison prayer first. True. Okay, once again, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our morning devotion. Thank you very much for joining to our morning devotion today. So at this time, for the Hondoki reading, may I call on again our sister Girly Bravo.
Okay, good morning to our leaders, brothers and sisters. Our Hondoka reading came from the Book of Mother of Peace, a memoir by Hatlan Moon. Chapter 4, God's light shines upon a path of thorns, continuation. Besides bringing the word of God, during my tours, I conducted ceremonies to liberate the spirits of those whose lives had been sacrificed. The true parent's victory upon the earth has opened the gates to resurrection in the spirit world. The members of in Austria in the spring of 2018 carried out such a ceremony. If you follow the Danbury River west from Vienna for about 2 hours, you come to the village of Mauthausen. Amid its beautiful scenery is a visitor center in front of a depressing and sinister-looking building. That building, with its towering walls of thick gray brick, brings on tears of bitter grief, for during the Second War, it, it was a concentration camp. There, the Nazis incarcerated Jews and many others. Many of the almost 200,000 people that passed through Mauthausen met miserable deaths. What remains are not relics from 70 years ago. The true pain of feels there is that of the spirit persons who are stuck in that prison, trapped in their resentment. They can resurrect only after the true parents of healing and hope can console them and alleviate their bitter resentment and sadness. It happens like this. I had traveled to Vienna to hold the 2018 Peace Starts with me rally in the Weir Stand Hill. The event was a great success. Dr. Werner Flasch-Levand, Austria's former defense minister and a great senior statement, welcomed me to the podium, and more than 10,000 people heard my message of hope for the future and for a Europe that will live for the sake of others. I was especially encouraged by the bright spirits of the young people who pledged themselves for peace. But the next morning at breakfast, some of our European leaders came to me with serious faces to present a special request that I permit a ceremony of liberation at Mount Tussen. They had heard about my liberation prayers offered for the victims of slavery on Curry Island in Senegal, and urgently asked me to extend the same heavenly grace to the victims of Nazi persecution. I sent special representatives who hold their liberation ceremony in Mauthausen. They presented lilies, which represent eternal love, and offered special prayers, opening the gate of alleviate the suffering of those tormented souls. They pray that those people now in the spirit world could release their sadness and resentment and become absolute good spirits who would find their way to the realm of blessing and joy that God has prepared for us all. It is important to build memorials and educate people about historical wrong. Still, the higher priority is to release the bitter anguish and anger harbored by those who came before us and who suffered and died unjustly. Wherever I go, people who don't know me grasp both my hands tightly, not wanting to let go. Their sorrow upon my departure is deeply engraved in my heart. Many people want to see me, and after we spend time together, they feel an emptiness when I'm gone. This is because we are bound by heaven. Our original parents broke away from God's embrace 6,000 years ago. The only begotten Son and only begotten daughter are reconnecting heaven, earth, and humankind and guiding people to live a true life. That is why some people are brought to tears when they meet God's only begotten daughter. I have traveled hundreds and thousands of kilometers over the decades to convey God's love. Although my journey has often been very difficult, I have always been happy. My words and friends will never disappear. Every day they will multiply, bearing fruits that will nourish this world and beyond. Daffodils. What does Wildever mean? I asked for our missionary to the United States. In Italian, she answered, "It means beautiful scenery, a magnificent view." Dr. Young Un Kim was a former professor, a Korean woman educated in Methodist theology in Canada, who had joined our movement by the guidance of Jesus, having mobilized American members to raise the necessary funds by selling candles. This devoted missionary prepared this training center for our international movement called Valdiver. It is lovely state on the Hudson River in Tarrytown, New York. I like the name as it benefits a place where people can deeply experience God's love in a certain environment. Beginning in 1972, amid Valdiver's beautiful trees and expansive lawns, our our American members and guests were taught the principle through workshops ranging from a 2-day weekend to 100 days. My husband gave sermons at 6 a.m. every Sunday as well. The training center would often be crowded with young people from all over the world who came to meet my husband and me. In the early years, I planted yellow daffodils at Bolivar and nearby is Garden Residence and Conference Center. Why daffodils? Daffodils are the harbingers of spring. As the first flower to pierce through the frozen ground after withstanding the cold of winter, they herald the coming of warm and new life. I am always amazed at this providence displayed by Mother Nature and by the strength of the sprouts that appear where snow still remains. Roses and lilies that bloom in the spring or midsummer are beautiful. But I most appreciate the little daffodil, whose humble and assuming bloom breaks the spell of the cold winter. Called to be the only begotten daughter and true mother. My path is to break through the icy grip of human sin and help bring God's blessing to the world. I often identify with this lovely flower. Aju.
Thank you very much, Sister Gurley, for the Hondoke reading. Now, for the 10 points of gratitude, may I call on our Sister Naomi Olohoy.
Good morning, Heavenly Parent and True Parents. Good morning, elders, brothers and sisters, and fellow blessed children. Here are my points of gratitude. First, I'd like to share my gratitude to Heavenly Parents' love, which embraces, soothes, inspires, and heals me whenever I am in a state of misery or suffering, and which also brings me peace at the state of confusion, doubt, and anxiety. Heavenly Parents' love also fills my heart with longing for the good and the beautiful things and allows me to appreciate everything in life, great or small. Number 2, I'd like also to thank our beloved true parents for being our Polaris, our northern star, for enabling us to see more clearly the direction of God's providence and inviting us to participate in the fulfillment of our Heavenly Parents' will. I also thank our true parents by nurturing our ability to love through opportunities to do our mission with Heavenly Parent at the center, and by also educating our mind through their guidance every day through the words of our true parents in our morning devotion and in our Hondoke. Number 3, I'd like to express my gratitude to our elders, leaders, and brothers and sisters for their tireless efforts of fulfilling Heavenly Parents' will. I am grateful for their great love and perseverance through the years, which has also been my source of inspiration. They have become our Heavenly Parent and True Parents' pillars, carrying the weight of responsibility for the entire community, for the entire human community, so we may keep up with the directions of our true parents. Number 4, I am grateful for my family, for taking care of me, for loving me, while also giving me a lot of opportunity to be independent and develop all the necessary qualities for me to be firm with my principles, even when I deal or mingle with people from outside. They also help me grow every day through our different personalities. Next, point of gratitude number 5, I am very grateful for the creation, for being one of my source of comfort and joy, especially my bunnies and our plants outside. I can feel God's happiness when He sees us, when I look at the creation as well. They remind me of the immense love that God has for me and for all of humanity, and His investment to prepare such a wonderful world for us to live in, even temporarily. Next, number 6, I am grateful for people, for brothers and sisters, for people who bless us with their guidance, presence, love, care, and kindness. I thank them for making us feel God's love, for making me feel God's love. But I'm also thankful for people who gives us opportunities to shed our fallen nature through struggles and challenges, to be able to overcome and see the circumstances in God's point of view or perspective. Next, number 7, I am grateful for my vocation, especially at Sanwa International Academy, for enabling me to cultivate a parental heart through my advisory class and through all my students, and for allowing me to train myself to have patience, be more considerate and loving, and to strive for excellence. Number 8, I am grateful for my tutorial job as well, for cultivating my confidence to relate with other people, especially those who come from a different race, nationality, and background, and for giving me an opportunity to bring happiness to their lives. Number 9, I am grateful for my studies, for giving me the necessary preparation and also helping me build credibility as an educational leader, and for giving me opportunities to expand my network and also meet leaders in the field of education. Number 10, number 10, I am grateful for the challenges that I encounter every single day, for making me surpass my limits and helping me become stronger by still being able to maintain a happy disposition despite exhaustion. And at the same time, I have also learned how to ask and receive help from others, which I found very hard to do before. This is also where I am able to see how much room I have for improvement as an individual, by pushing me to be in a state where I am able to develop self-awareness and, more importantly, awareness of our Heavenly Parent's heart. This is where whenever I'm in a state of sorrow, I meet God's sorrow and it vanishes in an instant. That is all. Thank you very much for the opportunity to share my 10 points of gratitude.
Wow. Thank you very much, Sister Naomi, for that wonderful 10 points of gratitude. Indeed, we need to have a grateful heart always. Once again, let us give her a virtual applause. At this time, for the offering song, let us call on Jasper Moreno. He is a grade 2 pupil.
Seems to be no way. He works with us, we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide, hold me closely to his side. With love and strength, there is no day. He will make a way. He will make a way.
Wow, what a beautiful voice. Okay, indeed, it reminds us that God has a way for us and He is our guide. Once again, let us give Jasper Moreno a round of applause. So at this juncture, brothers and sisters, for the internal guidance, let us please be seated and let us open our heart and our mind to receive the words of God this morning. So may I call on our national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halog. Let us give him a virtual round of applause.
Thank you very much, Teacher Maloney. Yeah, I am sorry because today I am traveling, but I recorded earlier my message today. So thank you very much. First, I would like to really thank our Heavenly Parents and True Parents for this great opportunity again, and to all our leaders, Chanbo families, the Central families, beloved brothers and sisters. Thank you very much for joining once again our morning devotion. I'm really grateful to our Sonwa family for hosting today's morning devotion. I'm really inspired with the song of our very active and really wonderful student of Sonwa, Jasper. Really beautiful song today. I really thank you to Sonwa for this very beautiful offering song, and also for the heartfelt and really beautiful 10 points of gratitude of teacher Naomi. I'm really grateful. So yeah, thank you for coming together. And also yesterday, I'm really grateful to our Chonwiwon chair, Dr. Robert Kittle, for really sharing the very important guidance about marriage in the garden. So yesterday we learned what is really God's really like cherished desire for Adam and Eve. We are not only to resemble God as individually, but as a couple through marriage. So this is really what God have been waiting for so long. So really yesterday we could understand that really marriage should have happened first in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve should receive the blessing of marriage from our Heavenly Parent. Yeah, so anyway, today I will be sharing again. We're going to continue to share about also relationship of husband and wife from True Father's guidance. So let us study together this guidance of our true parents. Thank you very much. And so today I'm going to continue to share about husband and wife relationship, about family. So today's topic is entitled Divorce is Hateful to God. Spouses should be faithful till death and beyond. I would like also to really express my gratitude to our Chonwiwon chair for a very wonderful and really very enlightening and really powerful message yesterday. Thank you very much, our Dr. Kittle, for that very important topic for each one of us to really understand. Yeah, so today I will be sharing this topic from our true parents from the world scriptures. So let us study together. True Father said, their relationship should be eternal. When man and woman became husband and wife, their relationship should be eternal. If the beginning was good, the end also should be good. It should remain constant. If you were happy in the beginning, you should be happy at the end. So, Father is explaining here that the relationship of husband and wife should be eternal. So if the beginning was good, the end should be good. You know, as we can see, people who are marrying outside, actually in the beginning, you know, how happy they are, right? How much actually they prepare for the wedding, like, you know, already kingdom of heaven came, you know, this kind of relationship in the beginning. But that's why Father is saying here, if the beginning was good, the end also should be good. So it should remain constant, so that the relationship of man and woman, the relationship from the very beginning should be constant, right? Continuously. If they are happy in the beginning, in the, you know, as they go through, they should be happy until the very end of their life, right? So if you were happy in the beginning, you should be happy at the end. But the reality, you know, husband and wife outside, when they marry, in the beginning they are so happy. But after years pass, you will going to see, right? Sometimes we can see, you know, husband and wife, you will know already how long they are married. In the beginning, they're very close, you know, always holding each other's hand when they're walking. The husband always, you know, like attending the wife, you know, the wife always being assisted by the husband when they are just newly wed. But, you know, after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, when they're walking together, already the husband always goes first. And then the husband is, you know, always behind. So really, it changes, you know, the relationship of husband and wife. So what's really difference through, you know, like us in the through the blessing. So for us, you know, really, we can see our elder couples now. Most of them we could see, you know, our model, our true parents, right? How close they were, you know, as the longer you are married, the more closer you will become. We could hear many testimonies that they cannot really live, you know, without their spouse. Because love is something that you need to nurture and develop. The more you are together, the more this love grows, the more your relationship become deeper and deeper. And then you really become inseparable, right? That's why even you leave this world, once you build that relationship, inseparable relationship, husband and wife can never be separated. This is what's amazing with our blessing, right? This is what's amazing with our blessing. The longer we are together, the more we understand each other as husband and wife. Aju? Then the more we become deep with our relationship, that once we will going to reach the level that we can never be separated anymore. That's why even when we go to the spiritual world, husband and wife can never be separated. Aju? The beginning, actually, the happiness in the beginning should be added more as we live together longer. Right? This should be the relationship of husband and wife. Aju? Really amazing. If only people can understand, you know, that's why it's truly amazing the teachings of true parents. So we have to really become the model. The longer we are husband and wife, that we are in this relationship, the more we become close to each other, the more we love each other. That when people can see, they will just, you know, cannot help but admire us, admire our couples. Aju? And then what they will going to do? They will going to ask us. They will be the ones who will come after us and then ask what is our secret in our relationship. It is the blessing. It is because of true parents. It is because we make God our top priority. Aju? Really amazing. So relationship should be eternal of husband and wife, Father said. So Father said, young people should assert their rights and launch an anti-divorce movement. Children who grow up in a loving home become anxious and distressed if hear that their parents want to divorce. Good children will claim, I am your child. The union of both of you, you should make any kind of compromise for me. Please be the great parents I know you are. I need you. We should teach young people that this claim is just. Their parents have no right to divorce due to their parental responsibility for their children. Because of their love for their children, parents do not have any right to even contemplate divorce. Young people in this country should assert their rights and launch an anti-divorce movement. So this time we could see now the role of young people. Father saying here that we have to, educate children. So, young children who grow up in a loving home will become, they feel anxious and distressed if hear that their parents want to divorce. Just the fact, just by hearing the word divorce, already, the feeling of the children will become really different. It's like, the world will their world will just like crumble down. Can you imagine this kind of feeling if they were going to hear the word of divorce? So that's why Father is saying, good children will claim, I am your child, the union of both of you. You should make any kind of compromise for me. Like, they need to do anything for the sake of the child. Please be the great parents I know you are. I need you. So Father is saying here, we need to teach young people about this claim that their parents have no right to divorce due to their parental responsibility for their children. So really, I think this is very important. We have to educate young people, Father said, so that their parents will not, for the sake of the children, we have to educate children to, have this kind of understanding that for their sake, their parents shouldn't separate, right? So because of their love for their children, parents do not have any right even to contemplate divorce. Father said, even just to think about divorce, parents have no right, right? So young people in this country should assert that the rights and launch an anti-divorce movement, especially now, many countries. So one point is, educating about marriage, about couples, and then one also thing is to educate young people. They have to, shout for their right? That their parents needs to be together, take care of them, raise them up, and then their parents has no right to divorce. Jude, this is what Father is saying. So if only young people also can really understand about this one, they should be the reason for their parents not to separate, right? So they have to voice it out. So this is what Father is saying. So now many countries has divorce. We are lucky in the Philippines we don't have, right? But for these countries, they marry for, them to build family, and then for them to raise up their children. They cannot raise up their children separated. So Father is saying that we have to educate young people. We have to teach them about the right, that their parents has no right to divorce, but because they have their parental responsibility for their children. This is very important, right? So we have to really educate young people also about this one, so that through them, parents should never separate. Father said, once you are bound together as husband and wife, you have to maintain that relationship for eternity. So young people, do not think that if you do not like their spouse, you can choose to divorce her. The universe is not made that way. If you value yourself, you should value love just as much. Therefore, once you are bound together as husband and wife, you have to maintain that relationship for eternity. All human beings are destined to walk this path. That is where the value of a human being lies. That's why Father said, once you are bound together as husband and wife, you have to maintain that relationship for eternity. So in the beginning, you are very happy with your spouse. That's in the beginning because, outside people, in the beginning, you can only see what's good, the good attitude, the good character of your spouse. But when you started to be together, right, for 1 year, 2 years, everything will come out, right? The true, the fallen nature, actually, that's fallen nature, everything will come out. That's now the time for you to help your spouse to perfect himself, his character, right? Kaya nga, sa una, maganda, ang relasyon, yan naman talaga. That's the reality. Even us when we join our church, right? We started to know even better ourselves, and then all our fallen natures, and then once we started to know, then that's time for us to slowly eliminate, change ourselves, our character, and become better and better each day. The same is true, husband and wife. Actually, ultimately, it is the husband or wife that will going to perfect his spouse, his or her spouse. So naturally, as they start to live together, all fallen natures will come out. And then that's the time that they will going to, perfect each other, help each other to overcome. Right? That's why sabi ni Father dito, young people, do not think that if you do not like your spouse, you can choose to divorce her. Pag lumabas na yung fallen nature, anong nangyari? Ang mga tao sa labas, they started to divorce. Yung mga countries na may divorce. Sa atin, kahit na walang divorce, they just left. They just leave their spouse. And then find another one. Right? This is the reality. But when the fallen nature comes, that's the time that the spouse needs to help, the wife or the husband to overcome and become better. And then the more we need to love each other. Aju? So Father said, the universe is not made that way. If you value yourself, you should value love just as much. So therefore, once you are bound together as husband and wife, you have to maintain that relationship for eternity. Kaya nga sa atin, ang husband, ang marriage, not only till death do us part, but till death and beyond. Even, in the Bible, it says that whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. That's why this relationship that we have on earth will be, carried when we go to the spiritual world. So we are eternal husband and wife. Aju, so the moment you receive the blessing, that's already for eternity. No, even, do not even contemplate of thinking that you might separate once you come together already. Through our blessing, right? Already you are bound for eternity. Aju, so all human beings are destined to walk this path, Father said. That is where the value of human being lies. So with this, eternal bond that will going to have each couple through the marriage, through the blessing, this makes, this is where our value lies as human being. Aju? So through this coming together of husband and wife and keeping this relationship until eternity, this is where human beings' value lies. Aju, this is how important it is. So this relationship should be for eternity. This is, our destiny. This is our destiny. So Father said, love regards each husband and wife as the one and only couple in the universe. God is the absolute being. God is one, not two. Adam and Eve had the characteristics of God, so they were also absolute beings. Adam was created with God's male characteristics, and Eve was created with God's female characteristics. These characteristics are absolute. The love that can unite the inner or male and outer female characteristics is absolute love. Even God obeys it absolutely. Therefore, love regards each husband and wife as the one and only couple in the universe. They are absolute, eternal, and unchanging. Yet because couples do not understand this principle, they divorce. As long as you maintain your foundation in this principle, you can never divorce. So, really, Father is saying, once we understand this principle, that, husband and wife are absolute, eternal, and unchanging. So, the same is true with God. And then, God is an absolute being. God is one, not two. Also, Adam and Eve had the characteristic of God. Man and woman, we have the same characteristic with God as absolute being. And then once man and woman come together, we become one, not two. So once you become one, can never be separated anymore, can never divorce, right? So Adam was created with God's male characteristic, and Eve was created with God's female characteristic. These characteristics are absolute. So cannot separate once, two become one, you become complete. Can never separate anymore. Otherwise, you can never, can never separate anymore. So the love that can unite the inner male or outer female is absolute love, and even God obeys it absolutely. So therefore, love regards each husband and wife as the one and only couple in the universe. Once husband and wife come together, it's like the universe has been completed and can never be separated anymore. It's already absolute, and eternal. Aju? So if only we understand this principle, Father said, then they will never divorce. As long as you maintain your foundation in this principle, you can never divorce. So how can we, let really couples, our young people have this kind of understanding, really continuous education. And then we have to really educate them. So we are really lucky, understanding these very precious teachings of true parents, our young brothers and sisters this time. You can really prepare well, understanding these very precious points. Then you can have, even more deeper relationship later when you have your spouse. When you receive your blessing, right, and meet your eternal spouse. You are learning all these details now. So you can really build really an amazing, beautiful relationship as husband and wife. Amazing, beautiful relationship, or ideal family that really our society will going to adore or really become a model for families, in our society, in our community. Aju, really our couple is the only couple in the universe, Father said. So we have to really remember this. Once husband and wife come together, can never be separated anymore. They already completed, right? They're already complete, so can never be separated anymore. Father said, the couples who only want to receive love will not last. Why do a husband and wife fight? They fight because they each want to receive love. Couples who only want to receive love will not last. A family whose members only want to receive love will fall apart. But a family whose members are determined to give love to each other will not break down. It will survive even if others wish it ill. Love that prompts us to live for each other is eternal love. Really amazing, Father said. That's why, what should be our mindset? Many people, they get married with selfish desire. They wanted to receive love. This is the reality. That's why tayo, we were educated. What is the purpose of marrying for us? To complete, to complete heavenly parent, and actually we marry for world peace. This is, what it was inculcated in our mind. So we are not marrying for just our own sake and our own happiness and just to receive love. People outside, they marry. That's why they want to choose, the ones they wanted because their main motivation is for them to receive from that person. That's why if they cannot receive anymore, what happens? They wanted to separate. They wanted to divorce already. I cannot receive anymore from this spouse because of this wrong motivation. So that's why Father said, couples who only want to receive love will not last. If you are marrying just for your own sake, you will never last. You will surely separate. But if you will going to marry thinking of wanting to give to your spouse, whatever, problems will come, whatever, calamities will come, or whatever, trials and difficulties will come to your relationship, you will never separate because you marry to give, not to receive. So this kind of mentality, this kind of thinking, very, very important, especially in the relationship of husband and wife. Kaya nga tayo, why we are joining the matching, the blessing, really very clear. True parents wanted us to have a very clear purpose and motivation. We will marry to give, not to receive. If you marry just to receive, your relationship will never last. Aju, truly amazing, very important, especially for our young brothers and sisters now. Why are we preparing for the matching, for the blessing? It's not for us to receive, but in order for us to give. That's why whoever will be your spouse, it doesn't matter. What matters the most is how much you can give. What can you give to your spouse once you meet your spouse? This should be what we need to capitalize on. What can we give? That's why we need to prepare very well, right? Train well ourselves. We have to become a person of true love so we can give much and more, to our spouse, not to receive. Aju? Amazing. So people fight, or husband and wife fight, because they only want to receive love. But can you imagine if we are marrying and then you are really, deeply in your mind and heart thinking you want to give? Never for a couple to separate. Aju, this is a very important point. Father said, but a family whose members are determined to give love to each other will not break down. It will survive even if others wish it will, even many people wish you will going to separate, your family will going to break down. If husband and wife are always thinking to give love to the spouse, make the spouse happy, no matter what challenges, you will always survive. You will overcome. You will be victorious. You will create an ideal, model, and happy family. Aju? So love that prompts us to live for each other is eternal love. Truly amazing. Wow, really amazing, these teachings of true parents. So we are marrying to give, not to receive. When you have that kind of motivation and purpose, your relationship will just bloom and prosper. Aju? No matter what. Really amazing guidance of true parents. Yeah, this is beyond, this cannot be compared to a gold or diamond, what we are receiving every day from true parents, right? So, really, each one of us are destined to build an ideal family. Aju? Beautiful relationship between husband and wife, parents and children. A family that will going to shine more than a diamond, right? More than gold. This is what we are destined, for. This is what the kind of family that we are meant to create. Aju? Because of true parents' teaching. Wow, really amazing. Father said, this is the gospel of all gospels. So if a wife is boastful and despises her husband, she puts herself in hell. What is hell? It is the universe trash can for people who lack love. However, even if a wife is on the verge of plunging into the deepest hell, if she has a righteous husband who holds on to her hand saying, I will stay with you no matter what, then she will not go to hell. The same is true when a wife does that for her husband. This is the gospel of all gospels. Wow, really amazing. So that's why we are truly the Messiah of each other. Your spouse is really your Messiah. Sabi ni Father dito, even if, like for example, the wife is on the verge of plunging into the deepest of hell, if she has a righteous husband saying, or holding her hand and saying, I will stay with you no matter what, then she will not go to hell. Really amazing. Even how, how challenging our maybe character would be, but if we have a loving spouse that will never let go of us, we will never go to hell. Amazing. Can you imagine? Really amazing. So we are really the Messiah of each other. We are the Savior of each other. My wife is my Savior. I am the Savior of my wife. This kind of relationship, as long as you never let go each other, you can never go to hell. Aju? Really amazing. So Father said, hell is a trash can for people lack of love. That's why while we are alive on earth, what we have to accumulate, we have to develop our heart of love. Right? So people who go to hell, these are people who lack love. That's why if you have your spouse and then your husband or your wife loves you more than anyone, despite who you are, you will never go to hell. As long as you have your spouse loving you, not letting go of you, right? Holding your hand until the very end. Aju? Father said, this is the gospel of all gospels. This is the highest, right? If, a spouse loves her or his husband or wife, this is the highest among all gospels. So this is the highest that we have to preach, like that one, Father is saying. Truly amazing, right? So that's why really husband and wife needs to build that inseparable relationship. Really, we have to love our spouse more than our own self, right? We have to treat our spouse as God, right? Then no couple will going to separate. So Father said that, God hate divorce. God hate divorce, and it brought so much pain to our heavenly parent, right? That's why, how can we, educate? So what we are doing now, we are already on the right track of transforming this nation, right? The very powerful, teaching of Dr. Kittle, when he's giving lecture, especially also emphasizing, capitalizing about the constitution of our government, promoting should be the government, all government agencies should be promoting this, capitalizing on this, what is in our constitution, that the state should protect the family. Aju, if only, we can get all these sectors of society support this, naturally our nation will be transformed. Our nation will become a beautiful nation. All problems can be solved if the government, the state will focus on strengthening families, relationship of husband and wife, parents and children, and then protecting this very institution that God established. Kingdom of heaven will be realized, because kingdom of heaven begins in the family. Aju, that's why let's really continue to show to the world, not only to show, but really build that, shining family relationship within the family that really stand, begin from the relationship of husband and wife. Naturally, parents and children relationship, and then naturally we will raise up our children with the same mindset, the same heart. Can you imagine? They will become the true citizen of Channel Group, our children. Amazing, right? Really, True Parents is teaching us detail by detail so that we can really become a family that heavenly parents can really be proud of. A family that can truly give the greatest joy to our heavenly parent and to our true parents, and really become the model that will going to transform and change our nation and change the whole world. Aju. So with this guidance of true parents, once again, let's okay, sorry, there's one more slide, so I will going to continue. So eternity encompasses the future and beyond. So Father said, when a bride to be or husband to be is asked, how long will you love your spouse? If he or she answers, as long as my spouse is young, would their partner be happy with that? Rather, the answer should be, I will love my spouse until death, and further for eternity. So eternity encompasses the future and beyond. So when you say that you will love your spouse until your death, it means that you will love and give everything you have to him. Am I right? The term eternity covers all and until death. So means to love everything about your spouse, so we can be satisfied with nothing less. So really, our relationship is for eternity. When we talk about eternity, it encompasses the future and beyond. So really, our relationship as husband and wife, not only in the physical world, it is really for eternity. So that's why we have to love our spouse until death and further for eternity. Aju, so we are, destined to, once we become one, through the blessing, this is already for eternity until we go to the spiritual world. Aju, so that's why with this kind of, mindset and attitude, and then we practice this in our relationship, then we can be satisfied with nothing less, Father said, right? So we can have that really ultimate satisfaction once husband and wife come together already and really thinking, surpassing, the future and really beyond, Father said. So this is the relationship of husband and wife. This is really eternal. So once we become completely one, once we become one through our blessing, can never be separated anymore. So if all, couples will going to have this kind of mindset, really, God's ultimate desire will surely be realized. Aju. So once again, with this beautiful guidance of true parents, let us offer our gratitude with our big round of applause to our beloved true parents. So thank you very much once again for our blessed and our families, beloved brothers and sisters, heavenly parents, love and blessings be always upon you and your families. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our national leader, for that very wonderful internal guidance. So it reminds us, brothers and sisters, our national leader said, that we will marry not to give, but to we will marry to give, not to receive. And also the strengthening of families is very important, most especially building an ideal family centered on our beloved true parents. So each one of us, brothers and sisters, we should be a role model on how to build an ideal family centering on our beloved true parents. So once again, let us give a virtual round of applause to our national leader. Thank you very much. So at this time, brothers and sisters, to give her reflection She is a new teacher in Sunwa International Academy. She is just starting teaching in Sunwa, and she came from Bicol. And also, I think this is her first time to attend morning devotion. Let us welcome our sister Jeline Maramag. Let us give her a virtual applause.
Good morning po. Good morning to everyone. Okay. So good morning po. Can you hear me po?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry po. Okay po. So this morning, I am very happy po to be invited to join here in your morning devotion po. So um as I am hearing the words of our true parents, our Father Moon, so I was moved po to the saying that ang pagpapakasal ay hindi tulad ng mainit na kanin na pag napasok ka po ay pwede mong iluwa. So these Filipino words po are we keep on hearing these Filipino words, especially po when someone has decided to marry his partner or her partner. So in a marriage po, although I am still single po and wala pa pong spouse, but I am also moved by the words that Mr. Halog po read a while ago, that love should be patient and love should be kind. If we observe something maybe annoying to your partner, we should not give up onto them. Rather, we should be their strength, especially in coping and dealing on the challenges that life may offer. Also po, if you value your life, of course, you should value, or we should value also our couples um, life as well, because you as a couple or as a spouse, you should be one for all the decision making that you could do or you should do in your family or within the family. And of course, once you become one, you should not be separated. So because this on these days, we can observe that people or spouses are tend to separate each way, especially if they do not, or if they cannot stand with each other and they cannot understand with each other. It is true po that marrying someone we should give and give and give, as long as we can give ourselves, and it is for eternity. We should not expect that we should only receive. Instead, we should give the love that they should have. We should also give the understanding that we should give and they deserve to have as a couple. And um, so instead of putting down our spouses or our um, partners in life, especially the husband and wife, instead of putting them down after seeing their flaws, we should be their backup. We should be their strength for them to cope up, or for them to um, move and continue living their lives po. It is true po that it is indeed true that love is patient and love is kind. It should not envy, it should not boast, it should be humble. Thank you very much po for this opportunity to talk here po in your morning devotion.
Wow, thank you very much, Sister Jeline, for that wonderful reflection. Okay, next to give his reflection, let us, may I call on our brother Conrado Bovier Jr. Let us give him a virtual applause.
So good morning, parents. Good morning, Reverend Leo Angelo Halog, our leader, to our leaders, brothers, sisters, Chumbo couples, and Besandra families. So once again, good morning. All I can reflect this time about this morning devotion, that the first thing that I remember is that's Reverend Leo said, if the beginning is good, the end also should be good. So yeah, I can really tell that this is really true, and I can still remember uh, my matching actually. Yeah, so it is uh, really good start of changing myself and my lineage. And if I really continue these things, for sure, and I will really say 100%, the end will be good actually. Yeah, because I know my limitations and myself, that my history of life is not really good. But I'm really, because of this movement, because I meet through parents, I really started to uh, do good and be good, and I hope that it will really end good. Then I remember also that about husband and wife. Uh, Last time I heard the Hondoke sermon of our beloved national leader, that the man should really follow the woman or the wife for 3 years. So actually that's also good, because yeah, I'm not saying that all women, I cannot say that all women is not like hindi maintindihan, but I really say that maybe it's also good to really, even though you already started family, you need also to still continue to court. Kumbaga, ligawan mo pa rin until the moment that she can really feel that she is loved. But because once you will let the wife feel that she is loved, automatically she will give beauty, and she will give also love to back to the husband. So that is the thing that I also uh, see in my family. That mean I cannot really see in my family, but uh, when my that's the thing that is lacking to my family actually. My parents, I cannot really see my parents really so sweet, because I always see them fighting instead of loving. So like that thing, it is really important that not only should the man or husband should really become the subject. Sometimes also, sometimes women should be subject also, like the uh, poor position foundation, or the yeah, poor position foundation. Then also, I don't really believe that separation is the answer in the problem, the family problem. I believe that divorce is divorce is not separation of man and woman only, but a separation of love of the family. So actually, once we do divorce or separation, it is not only the man or the husband or the wife is affected, but also the children, even the relatives, the family. So they will become frustrated also. So likewise to my family, this is the only thing that I also grateful to my mother also, especially to my mother, because my mother is really very sa tawag na martyr. Yeah, because my father is always very subjective, and always want to become the the leader. He doesn't really, or like not leader, but the boss, because he doesn't really listen to our suggestions or words. So, but my mother, she keeps her position and even endure a lot of difficulties, a lot of struggles, and to the end, in the end, uh, we instead of separation, instead of divorce that happened to our family, uh, we still continue to love, and we are still complete family. Now, we cannot say that we are perfect, but at least because of the effort of my mother, because of the also the love of our father to us, we still continue to be one. Then actually, I know that you already hear this kind of jokes in the younger years of our time, that if actually one teacher is asking can to the student, can you tell me where is heaven, where is hell actually? Then the student said that, ma'am, maybe I can tell that one. I can really say that heaven and hell is in our home actually. Yeah, because when my father surrendered the salary, it is heaven in our family. But if my father will go to when my father will go back home and he is drunk, that is a starting point of hell actually. So yeah, heaven and hell starts in the family, in the house also. So that's why it's very important that the husband and wife, or even me, I can also reflect. That's the only thing that I also want to see in my family. I want I don't want to have the past history of my family that I will inherit and I will still continue. That's why I really believe that true parents is the key, and the blessing is the key, so that we can really finally feel the heaven in our home, in our family. Then, like true father and true mother is always telling to us, we are man or husband is the half of God's face, and woman or wife is the half of God's face. So when man and woman or husband and wife is united, that's the time that God will become whole. So yeah. So even in my young age right now, I'm still hoping that I can really see my half actually. It is not easy to be separated, or because I really experience a lot of uh, broken hearted experience, but I still believe and I still continue to believe to true parents that this is the only way, this is the truth, this is the way, the truth, the life, and this is the way that we can really change our lineage. So yeah, to all the single ones, uh, stay still and have faith and hope and determined. And to the people who are really start family, thank you so much for your love, and I hope that we can really also become like you someday. So once again, good morning, and thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you very much, Brother Bob, for that very wonderful reflection. Once again, thank you very much, Sister Jeline and Brother Bob, for sharing your reflection this morning. So once again, brothers and sisters, let us all be reminded that marriage is the beginning of the family, and is a lifelong commitment. And it also provides an opportunity to grow in selflessness as you serve your wife and children. That's why Receiving the blessing from our two parents is very important for us to build an ideal family. Okay, once again, thank you very much for the wonderful internal guidance and for all the reflections. Okay, let us give them once again a virtual round of applause. At this time, we will now going to proceed with the closing prayer. May I call on our sister May I Dibuan for the closing prayer.
Please join me in my prayer. Good morning to you, our most beloved Heavenly Parents, and our victorious two parents of heaven, earth, and mankind. Heavenly Parents, we would like to express our deepest gratitude for giving us another life and for the words of inspiration that we received this morning from the words of two parents. We're very grateful and we pray that we can substantialize the words Heavenly Parents and through us that we can represent to parents to all the people and we can make them feel your love, Heavenly Parents. And we pray that all the words that we receive to really practice it in our life and that we can really become uh, the ideal and substantial manifestation of our two parents. Thank you so much, Heavenly Parents, for your unconditional love. And we pray that it will continuously multiply and we can make this world the world that we're dreaming of, one world family. And thank you so much for all the guidance that we are receiving. And we pray that it will really save all the people and that it will really live to the dreams of Heavenly Parents and to parents. Thank you once again. And I humbly offer this prayer in behalf of my brothers and sisters with humility and gratitude in two parents' name and in our name, Richard Langli, may I be one. Less Central Population Group.
Let us offer our unison prayer. Jude. Okay, once again, thank you very much, everyone, for attending our morning devotion, and most especially to our national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halog, for that wonderful internal guidance. So, see you tomorrow for our next morning devotion, brothers and sisters. Thank you once again and have a blessed day, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning po.
Blessed morning, everyone.
Morning, everyone.
Thank you very much. A wonderful
Good morning.
Thank you.
Happy weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Brothers and
Bye.
sisters, thank you so much for this day.
Bye-bye.
Good morning, National Leader. Good morning, Bicol. Thank you. Good morning, Sister Jessie. Good morning, Mrs. Kiddo.
Good morning. Bye. Thank you.
Have coffee.
Morning, everyone.
Have a blessed Saturday.
Morning, sis.